Let's say that I want to sketch out this figure, and so I've started a new sketch on this plane, and let me go ahead and edit that sketch, and I'll draw a circle from the origin, and I'll come out and I'll put in a radius dimension. So I see that's a radius 75, so I'll right click and I'll select radius dimension, and I'll put in 75 as my radius. And then I'm going to draw a construction line. Initially I'll just put it out here in space, and then I want to put the midpoint of this line at the origin, and I'll dimension this so it's 150 from here to here, 150. So I'm going to do an overall dimension of 300, and I'm going to change that to construction line then. So I'll right click, change that to a construction line type, and then I'll draw a circle over here, and I want that circle to be radius 40. And so refer back to the drawing. I'm going to hide the original, and so then I'll dimension this, and I'll right click and I'll say radius of 40. I'm going to draw another circle over here on the other side, and I'm going to make these two circles equal. So I'll add an equal constraint between these two circles. I'm then going to do a 3-point arc, and so I'll do an arc 3-point, and I'm going to do that from this circle over to this circle, and I want this to be tangent to both of these circles. Now notice I can get it to do tangent to one or the other. I'll go ahead and accept that, and then I'll do tangent between this side and this side. And I see that it has not changed color to black, it's still blue. So that means that we still need a radius dimension for this arc. Now if we go back to the original drawing, I don't see a radius dimension for this arc, but I'm going to guess that this arc is the same radius of this. So let's drag this down and let's see. And so I'm going to turn off that image again, and let's go ahead and dimension this and see what this is. And well, I guessed wrong, so it's actually a radius of 100. So that dimension was missing off of the original drawing. It's kind of hard to follow what you're supposed to do, or how you're supposed to make something if there is missing information on the drawing. So I'll go ahead and I'll put in the remaining arcs, and I want this arc to stay up here. And so I'm going to click on this dot 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 and tell it to pin that to the toolbar, and then I'm going to do an arc down here, and I'll put the tangent to one of them, and I'll come over here and I'll make that tangent, and I'll come over here and I'll make it tangent here. And then I'll add my remaining tangent. So I need a tangent here, I need a tangent here, and I need it here. And then I want these to be equal, so I'll do equal. This arc is equal to that arc, it's equal to that arc, and it's equal to this arc. Notice that everything turns black. It's all fully defined. Alright, then I'm going to draw a circle here at the center of this side. And I'm going to do that as a diameter of 50, and I'll do another circle over here on the other side, and I'll just make that one equal. So if I change the diameter of this one, because they are equal, it will change both of them. So use the dimensions sparingly as given on the drawing. All right, I'm going to leave the hole for the center to put that in here last. I'll do that as a whole feature. I could do that now, but let's rotate around a little bit. And then if I look at this, it's supposed to be a height of 20. So I'm going to extrude this 20. So I'll do on the solids tools, I'll do extrude, and I need to select all of these areas that I want to extrude. Now we could have trimmed stuff up so that we didn't have to click all those areas, but it's probably the same number of clicks to trim it than it is to just select those areas. So I'm going to tell that to go down a distance of 20, and it doesn't really matter whether I go down or up, but in this case I want to go down. Then the next thing I need to do is put the counterbore in here. And so I have this counterbore distance goes down to 10, the diameter of the counterbore, the diameter of the hole, and the actually this is given in a poor way here. It shouldn't be dimensioned like this, 10 and 10, because the 20 minus the 10 is whatever's left over. So whoever did this drawing didn't really understand proper drawing techniques. But in any case, I'll go ahead and hide that, and I'm going to do a hole this time, and I'm going to select this face for the hole, and I'm going to drag this to snap to the origin. So always use the origin to anchor your geometry if possible. And then I'm going to do a counterbore, and I want this to go through all. For the hole itself, I want to go through all. For the counterbore diameter, that was 135.6, and for the counterbore depth is 10, and I gotta get this in the right location here. And then for the drill diameter, and I want that drill diameter to be 100. We see that it previews our hole feature. We'll say OK to that, and so there is our part. Now if we want to change colors of various features in the part, we can do that. If I right click on that body, and I'm going to go to the appearance, and I'm going to then come down, and I'll select a paint appearance, and let's do this as say a powder coat, and we'll do a powder coat smooth. And I'm going to take a blue, and I'm going to drag that up here, put that color that I'm going to use, and then I'll get an orange color or a yellow color. Let's do this one. And so I'm going to put on the entire component, I'll put this blue color, and then on individual faces I'm going to put this yellow color. And so we'll put it on here, and we'll put it over here. So that completes my drawing of this. And if you wanted to look at this in a section view under the inspection tab, if I go to this section analysis and I click on this plane, and we see there is the section view that was given in our original drawing. And so here are the top view and the front view in the drawing. Now when I look at that from the top, I realize that I forgot these two cuts right here. They are a width of 20, and so let's go back and put those cuts in here. There's several different ways that I could do that. I'm going to do I'm going to go back and edit the original sketch. So I'll edit this first sketch, and this might be a more complicated way. I don't know which is the easiest for a beginner, but I'm going to draw a rectangle out here in space, and I'm going to draw the same rectangle over here in space, and then I'm going to do midpoint of this line to this point, and midpoint of this line, I have to select the command, and to this point, and then I want to do tangent this line to this line, and I'll do tangent this line to this line, and I want to dimension one of these, so I'll dimension that distance from here to here as 20. And then I could either make this equal to that, or I could do collinear. So we've done equal before, so let's do collinear. So I want to do a collinear. This line is collinear to this line. Now watch it change color here. So now it's black. I'll finish that sketch, and then I'm going to do an extrude. I'm going to select this area over here, and I'm going to select this area over here. Now we could have done this originally when we made our original sketch, and we want to cut that through, and for the distance I want to cut through all. and I'll say OK to that, and I'll come over here and hide my sketch. And so now I have the part completed, I think.